Next week, a highly anticipated action thriller premieres. The intrigue surrounds the holiest city on earth and its unholy secret. Two of the stars join me this morning. Emmy Award winner and Heche and Golden Globe nominee Jason Isaacs. Good morning to both of you this morning.
Good morning.
I've heard some people talking about this new thriller. Will one of you set this up for us to explain it?
Well, Jason is the best at it. I've heard him.
It's very hard to explain, but I'll tell you who it comes from to start with. It comes from the guy who created Heroes and the guy who created Homeland. And they've combined to create a mystery, thriller, adventure, action series. Something like, I suppose, The Da Vinci Code and Indiana Jones, but full of very interesting and complicated characters, set around this one hill in Jerusalem, the Temple Mount, which is probably the most contested piece of land in the history of planet Earth. And who takes charge of it and how they take charge of it will dictate politics and the landscape of the rest of the planet. So there are some people who are determined to bring the world to an end, the end of days, and there are Anne and I, FBI agents stationed in Jerusalem, whose job it is to stop them and save the rest of us.
Yeah, shooting this thing. From what I understand, you're not
nice
exactly...
and light.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. But from what I understand, you're
What?
not exactly stuck shooting this thing in L.A. I guess you've hit some international locales. Where have you guys been shooting this thing?
Oh, you'll see, the audience will see us all over the world and see places. We actually went with cameras to places not just where camera crews have never been, but where the public have never seen.
Wow.
I mean, it's incredible to be able to do something on this scope. To be able to shoot in Jerusalem was absolutely amazing and life-changing. It was really extraordinary.
It's something. And we shot in Croatia. Luckily for us, the Romans conquered half the world and built similar-looking cities everywhere. So you can't take full charge of areas of Jerusalem. As I said, it's pretty contested. So we shot also in Croatia, and we shot in New Mexico, which has incredible deserts. Yeah. And we were in tunnels and caves and on rooftops, and I mean, no one cares watching it whether we had an interesting time or not, but I think the audience will have an amazing time just seeing the landscape.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Anne, tell me about your character a little bit.
Well, Lynn is an FBI agent stationed in Israel. She's a legal attaché, and she is this guy's boss. Mm-hmm. But he used to be her boss, and they have a beautiful relationship, friendship, maybe a little bit difficult relationship that crosses some...
They're sleeping together, but they're not lovers. They're friends, and so it's an adult relationship that seems to be convenient, but they're such good writers that they start there, but they don't leave it there. Can you really be sleeping with your boss, who is your friend, and not get involved romantically? Is it possible to be distant from that? And they throw as many problems our way and in the way of the agents trying to solve the mystery as possible to make it as entertaining as possible.
Yeah, Anne and Jason, you both have had great careers. Jason, I want to get back to move over to you a little bit. That Harry Potter franchise is still going. The Harry Potter franchise, and then Patriot, that brutal colonel, which I still have nightmares about. But what was it about this character that drew you to the role?
Well, first of all, I found out who was writing it, and the thing about all acting is you're as good as the script, and the stories are as interesting as the storytellers. And Tim Kring, who created Heroes, and Gideon Raff, who created Homeland, these are guys who could tell you a story about getting a parking ticket and you'd be gripped and holding your breath. Someone else could tell you a story about meeting an alien on the way home and you'd be checking a text. So they're great storytellers. And then when I first went to meet, I read this amazing script full of surprises and intrigue and mystery, and I said, where did you get the idea? And they said, well, it's all real. I said, no, but which bits of this story? And they said, no, it's all real. So I went home and I started Googling like mad and found out that there really are a bunch of people in the world who think that it's a reasonable agenda to try and bring the world to an end and create gigantic havoc and war so that the Messiah can walk the earth. Personally, I'm not on board with that agenda, but they exist and they put them into a fantastically dramatic story. So it was just impossible to say no. These opportunities come along very, very rarely.
Jason and Ann, it's been a pleasure talking to you this morning. Dig premieres next week, Thursday, March 5th at 9 p.m. on USA Network. Again, Ann and Jason, thanks. Much success with the show.
Thank you so much.
You betcha.